In.
All right, you guys, we are live. How's everybody doing out there?
What's up, everybody?
Hey guys and
Tonight we're
gals.
talking about weeds. Before we get started, I want Gil. I think he's let's see, kind of like there for me.
Yes, down there.
I want him to talk about his giveaway before we get going.
Oh, my giveaway. Okay. So I've passed the 500 mark and I'm closing in on 1,000. And I want to try to make it by the December 10th changeover. I don't know if I will or not. So I'm putting out some really good gifts there to get everybody motivated. I've got a video out there called our 1,000 subscriber giveaway contest, and I'm going to throw that up right now. Control C. And what's going on here? That one's acting up. I'm not sure it's going to allow me to do this here. Okay, I'll have to work on it here in a minute. But yeah, so I got 10 places that I'm giving out stuff for. First place is going to has a bunch of stuff, has a spotting scope. Will has donated a reflex gun sight, and I got a knife with a ferro rod, a whole bunch of stuff on it, and all the places are getting emergency whistles, P51 can openers, and some 11-in-1 wallet toolkit things. But I got a whole bunch of different stuff on there, some Camelback water bottles, whole bunch of stuff there. However, today I just added a special grand prize. It is a 20th anniversary Gerber Mark II limited edition collectible edition knife. It's number 920 out of 5,000 knives they made for this limited edition, and trying to find it on the internet to see how much it would go for. It's not listed, but the 35th anniversary is listed at $450. So this is a 20th anniversary one.
Wow.
So and it's never been opened. It's in its original shrink wrap on the box. So, and that one goes specifically for any subscriber that posts the shout out videos telling everybody to come over and join. They get entered in for the drawing on that one. But all the rules are on the videos. I'm going to try to get them posted up here, and I'll have them up here in a little bit.
Yeah, you guys, if you don't know about it yet, you should get into it. There's all different, all different kinds of ways to get multiple entries into this giveaway. So, kind of goes on a point system. It's pretty great giveaway.
It's
Yes.
crazy.
So, if you haven't heard of it yet, get over there and try to get in on it. All right, tonight we're supposed to be talking about plants in the ground that you can use for supplemental stuff or, say, for medicinal stuff during the SHTF situation. I think I'm going to let Anthony start off since he's a homesteader.
Alrighty. How's everybody doing? I seen y'all down there, Lori, Ryan, Old School Prepper. How y'all doing? First thing, I mean, this doesn't have to just be like SHTF. You can totally do this now, just to supplement whatever you have, what you're buying. But one of the things I like to have on hand, period, is garlic. Garlic's been used for centuries, probably thousands of years for, because it's antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. Same thing with honey, things that you can just get around your house that are going to be good to make sure that you're maintaining a high quality of health, something that you can just take automatically. There's a reason why a lot of Asian cultures especially use garlic in almost everything, at least garlic scapes. I mean, this is one of those things where you don't have to have a lot of property to do this. You can even have a small little planter where you can plant a few herbs like oregano that are really good for antibacterial, antifungal kind of things. And basically we're going to go over. I'm sure we'll hit each one of them in this live stream, but there's quite a few of them out there that are multi-purpose, where they don't just make your food taste good, they're also very good for medicinal herbs as well. And not to mention, if you do have the space to do it, I would also highly suggest thinking about putting down some perennials. Perennial is a plant that you don't have to keep replanting. You put it down one time and you're good to go. It even if it dies back, it'll come back the following year. Things like horseradish, bee balm, that kind of thing. So you don't have to go hardcore, but if you have a little bit of space, pay attention to this live stream. We'll probably be throwing some good stuff out there.
Garlic, there's different kinds of it, isn't there?
Yep, you have hard neck and soft neck, and basically the way you want to think about it is if you are in a northern climate, like above the Mason-Dixon line, I would suggest going hard neck. If you're down south where I am, it's a little bit easier on because you have such a mild winter to do a soft neck variety. Basically, the only difference is a hard neck, you're going to get the scape. You're going to be able to use the scape, and it's going to have flower. Soft neck is just going to be a whole bunch of leaves kind of coming out of the ground and one little central stalk. So that's about the main difference besides the intensity of flavor.
Hey, Howie.
There's another one out there nobody thinks about either, and it grows no matter where you live. It doesn't matter where you live. That's dandelions.
That's right.
They come in handy for a lot of stuff.
Hey, Will, we got Howie out there in the side chat.
Oh, Howie? You want to come up here, Howie?
Hey, Howie.
Let me see if I can give him a link.
I'm going to see if I can't find a link real quick to the video. So if you don't hear me, that's why.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I did a garlic video a few videos back, but I mean, the garlic is one of those things where it takes literally, you could have a brown thumb if you can put it down right, just in a good amount of decent soil, about this far down with the root side down, and just water it occasionally. I mean, unless you're in a really dry climate, the rain should be able to water it enough. It's going to grow. And if you can wait 7 to 8 months, congratulations, you now have a whole head of garlic, a whole bowl of garlic.
There's one plant that it only grows in the south, I think. I can't think of what it is right now, but it's you have to only get the roots out of it. I think it's ginseng or something like that. No, that's not it, but it's a really good one. If you had the climate for it, it would be a good one to grow. I'll think of it in a minute. I was thinking of it before the stream, man. Now I'm brain dead.
Yeah, Old School Prepper says she grows both hardneck and softneck, and she's in northern Oregon.
Yep.
All right, Howie's popping in, you guys.
Softneck, and she's in northern Oregon.
Can you all hear me?
We hear ya.
We hear you.
Wonderful.
Howie's popping in, you guys. You guys turn one of your devices down.
I'll have to go back out and do that. I made a mistake.
Mute the YouTube.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of those plants where you could the roots are only down south kind of thing, but
yeah,
we can literally sit here for an hour.
It's a good one. It can be used for supplemental health issues or even for something that's wrong with you that you have to take all the time. But if you take too much of it, it'll kill you. It's a good one. I'll think of it.
Anthony, have you heard of something called holy basil? Not the regular basil. It's called holy basil.
Holy basil? I have not.
Yeah, supposedly it's supposed to help fight infections and boost the immune system more than regular basil.
Well, oregano is fantastic at fighting infections, and that's what I usually give my chickens, oregano oil, whenever they have that, I call it coop cough, where they've been putting the coop too long in the wintertime and they get that cough from all the dust. If you give them some oregano, especially oregano oil, it clears it right up.
So what, you just mix it in their feed?
You can do that, or you can give it to them in like a water form. I like to put it with like a little thing of oatmeal because they destroy the oatmeal in like 14 and a half seconds. So that way I know they're all getting it.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Howie?
Oh yeah, quite well. Yeah.
You want to add something in there?
plantain, a plant that grows on the ground. You chew it and you put it on any infection, it'll go away. Feed it to your animal or feed it to yourself, and your infection rate goes way down.
So where does that grow at? Anywhere?
It grows on the ground, and there's 2 or 3 kinds, and it's related to the plantain banana, but it doesn't give you bananas. It's a leaf that grows on the ground, and it's quite common all over the planet.
Hey, Howie, isn't that the one that kind of usually grows in the cities in between the cracks of sidewalks and the front porches?
You bet it is. And you just chew it.
That's what it is. Yep.
You just chew it, and you put it on a sore. If you got a sore that's not healing, or you have a wound that's dirty after you clean it and you sew it up, you crush that up and you put it on there. Or from like when you have bee stings and wasps and yellow jackets, after you pull out all the stingers, it's good to have the plantain chewed and put onto it, and the pain goes away.
So is that like those little like oval leaves that grow all over your yard?
Yes, there's 2 varieties. Yes.
You get mad at because there's more of them than there are grass.
Yeah, well, in folk medicine, it's known as the nurse's best friend.
I'm gonna get some of that next year when it comes up.
It's nice. I just dried some comfrey. It's there we go. Big leaves. It's bone knit, and this grows just about anywhere too. And it heals your bones, broken bones, like way faster than normal that you would normally do. It's used in comfrey salve for healing a sprain on a horse. So it really good on humans, but you gotta watch. You gotta watch using it. You gotta have all the drainage done before you use the comfrey because it heals up so quickly. You don't want the drainage hole if you're severely wounded. You don't want to use this till like a couple of weeks after all the drainage, and then use this to close and heal the bone rapidly.
And what's that called?
Comfrey.
Comfrey.
Comfrey. It grows everywhere, and you should have it around your house anyway, drying. But
My grandmother used to grow it.
Yeah, it's the only thing that heals a horse's sprain, and the common layman's name is bone knit. Yeah.
Go figure, huh?
Yeah, I just got to put it in a nice area. There we go. I want to keep it clean. I just hang it up dry up high in the house, and then it dry, and then once it's really bone dry, you take and put it in the freezer in a glass jar, and it doesn't deteriorate, and you can use it anytime you want.
Hey, see, Corsair made it. How you doing, Steve?
Comfrey is also a really good companion plant to put up against your fruit trees, by the way.
Yeah, it draws minerals from deep into the ground and puts it on the surface so that a lateral growing root system on a fruit tree can pick it up because nutrients go down. You're quite right. Yeah, it is in polyculture and companion planting. You should have it in your food forest and in your garden because it makes nice comfrey tea, and you just let it rot in a bucket and you pour it on any plants. They grow super fast.
Oh wow!
A little sugar too for the microbes in the soil. You want your microbial growing real fast in the summertime too. Every couple of weeks, add some sugar to your soil, eh? Yeah.
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
I notice our name tags all disappeared.
Oh, what do you want me to do about it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's because he reset everything, and he's a paid man now.
Oh, he's on the executive plan.
I had to because I used too many hours. It's either go paid or not get any.
Yeah.
Let me look here what I can do. Let's see. I'll get you going here. Hold on.
That's okay. I don't mind my name being gone. That way, nobody knows who I am. I can stay anonymous.
If you want real good nutrients from your food, you should have real good nutrients in your soil.
Yeah.
And then you'll make out real good because everything's in there. And where I live, we're short on zinc in the soil, so I have to put zinc in the soil. Hey.
Yeah, we're short on boron. We have to if I want to grow things like Brussels sprouts, I got to make sure I put a little bit of borax out, or I ain't going to get any Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. Some areas have too much of something or not enough of something. But water, see, when water comes, it makes everything soluble and it disperses faster. See, biochar is where that stops and slows down. Biochar grabs a hold of the nutrients from your compost tea. And then the root system, you're able to feed the plant real fast, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just put up a video recently, my last video on, it's a cross-sectional diagram on how to make soil for free in your environment. And with the least amount of work. It's not like composting where you have to turn everything. This just makes soil. Yeah.
I watched that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it works really good for me. I get bumper crops and I don't have droughts. It's like a giant sponge. I've been doing it for a long time. Yeah.
I don't know why that is, Gil. I'll have to look at it after we're not on here.
Okay.
For those who don't know, biochar, a quicker way of doing it is just burn a whole bunch of stuff, then put it out.
Yeah, that's the fastest way.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And the wood ash too. You know, it's real important to have that wood ash down for the finishing of the fruiting. It has a lot of nutrients, minerals in there. And there's two types of wood ash. There's one that, like, if you burn like a solid wood, and then there's one where you burn leaves and twigs. And it's a little different with different amounts of nutrients and tannins, and it's quite different for caustic too. One is quite more caustic than the other, but they're both alkaline.
Yeah, I need the potassium when I burn stuff to for like my beans and a lot of my tubers, things that were grow underground. That way, because if you plan on growing a lot of like carrots or turnips or whatever, you're growing a bulbing plant, having potassium is very necessary.
Yeah, you bet. Potassium regulates the communications between the cells in a human being, so you should have some.
Now, I was looking some stuff up for this, and I came across something called FENU Greek.
Fenugreek.
Fenugreek, yeah.
And it says it's supposed to improve blood sugar control. What is fenugreek?
Well, it slows down your burn. Oh, what is it? It's
a
herb. It's a herb that you grow. You have to keep planting it. It's not something you just plant and leave. Well, in the northern climate, anyway. Southern climate, I don't know. But it's a good one for it regulates your inulin. You see, so it slows down. You don't have neuropathy, the burning of the legs from the diabetes as much. But there's other ones that do that too, hey? The best ones is sunchokes cut real thin and then just chew a little bit in the morning. And then at lunch, chew another little thin piece, and then at supper, chew another little thin piece. Or there's also the prickly pear cactus, the flat cactus pad. And the natives that you eat that, like in Mexico and Arizona, they have no diabetes, zero. Now, there's a few like that fenugreek. That's nice stuff.
Oh, it's a good thing. I heard that because my wife has two big, huge, monstrous potted of the cactus in the front yard.
The flat ones.
Yes, big flat ones.
Opuntia nupale. Yeah, that's a fine one. And you just take a bite of that. You don't have to eat the whole thing, eh? But it's got some glochids on there, like little needles. You take those off with like paper and stuff, and you clean it. But you only need to eat a little bit. You don't need to eat a lot. If you eat a lot, it's gelatinous. It messes with you, hey? It won't hurt you, but it's powerfully alkalizing, you see? It's very powerful. No disease can live in you when you eat that stuff. No disease can live in your blood because you're alkaline, hey?
Cool.
Yeah, fenugreek is big in like Indian cooking, like a lot of I don't say Mediterranean, but Persian style cooking and things with yogurts. So that's the yogurt is the acid to balance out the fenugreek, and it's really good for men, like really, really good for men.
It's a digestive aid, fenugreek. It's a digestive aid.
As a male, eat fenugreek.
Totally.
Rob's out there, and he said put your eggshells into your garden area. He said grind them up really, really fine.
Yeah, that'll make alkaline right away and feed nitrogen right away, eggshells. Try to make layers like in nature, and it makes the best soil. Food comes from within the soil, so herbs and healings come from within the soil because of the nutrients there. It has the right vibration. When you go to the doctor, He's looking for the right vibration. He gives you a pill, yellow pill number 9 or red pill number 4, and he's looking for the vibration that you feel good. Well, you can do that yourself with the right vibration from foods because you have a nice, powerful, organic soil. And that's the difference. And you're sitting in nature too, because that's where you're getting your negative ions for your biorhythm. It's really important to sit by water every day. It's so important. Vibrations. It's a big thing to look. It's a whole field to look at.
Night, Lori Jane.
That comes from what you put in your soil. Then
I'm sorry. Say that again, Will.
that's of what you put in your soils, the vibration.
Well, what you put in your soil, the food grows at the right vibration, and you can actually get it measured. And when you have the right vibration in the food, it's going like this inside. The cells are going like this, vibrating. So when you're eating it, you're getting the right vibration. But when you eat food that's grown with chemicals, it doesn't have that vibration. So eventually you get sick.
Oh, so that's what makes you kind of just sit around and not really give a crap, huh?
Basically, no energy.
Yeah.
It's very important to remember when you eat food as you get older, you've run out of digestive enzymes and coenzymes. So you want those and malic acid. They're the plaque crushers for your plaque inside your body. See, when you have a heart attack, that's a soft plaque. That's a pimple bursting in your heart, and you're going, and you're dead. And then there's, unless someone pumps in fresh blood in there and gets the pimple and the pus out, there's the stroke, and that's a piece of plaque that breaks off and blocks an arterial. Or capillary or artery, whatever it is, and then that's a stroke. But if you eat your enzymes, live ones in raw food, that won't happen to you. And if you eat an apple a day, that's where lots of malic acid is in apples and pears. Those are plaque crushers.
So you need to have apple trees in your yard, right?
And apple cider vinegar. The sour taste of the vinegar is the malic acid. And there's only 2 things that are plaque crushers, and that's enzymes for complex molecule building and malic acid.
So what would be some good trees to grow in your yard to keep yourself healthier?
Buy older trees, as we're all look like we're middle-aged and on here. We don't want to grow apples from pits or clones. Just go out and buy some trees that are in your local area that already grow. That way it's fast. You get it right away. You're not sitting, like I've grown apple trees and I've waited 10, 12 years, 8 years usually for fruit, hey? My experiments.
Hey, Howie, I heard that cayenne pepper is supposed to be good for your diet for getting rid of the plaque as well in the arteries.
Yeah, cayenne pepper is good for lowering your blood pressure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is any kind of diuretic. Something as simple as dandelions can lower blood pressure because it's getting rid of that excess salt.
L-arginine. Yeah.
Watermelon rind, the green part of a watermelon, when you get to the base of it, that's also very, very good for it.
Yeah. You want circulation and you want that plaque to leave. You want to make sure, because you're born with so many enzymes. And then when you run out, you become old, rancid, and stinky, and you pass away, gentlemen. That's what happens. And if you've got like no enzymes, you can take like papaya zyme with your meat. That's an enzyme to digest the meat better that you've eaten. And then there's willow zyme. Say you want to heal up. You want to use some willow zyme. If you're in pain a little bit from arthritis or something like that, look into it and do your research. And your vascular dexterity is way better, eh? Like after you clean up. You have that expansion. That's what you want. You don't want any contractions and shattering and bruising, and then you've got bruising on you, and it's a mess. So the best thing to do is eat what's in its own package and has been grown on good soil. That's the key to healthiness.
Yeah, I heard that chamomile was really good for you too.
Relaxing you, go to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like takes care of your anxieties and stuff.
Yeah, relax you. Yeah, it's better than Ativan here.
Well, one of the things that Lori and I had been talking about earlier is about stuff for women specifically.
For what reason?
And one of the things that I ran across here doing research was that peppermint reduces nausea a little bit. So women that are pregnant so a little, not a lot, a little bit of peppermint.
Yeah, it could upset the stomach too much.
Yeah.
Ginger's powerful anti-inflammatory, especially for men. For men, it's actually an aphrodisiac. That's what you would get in the.
Excuse me, I gotta go get some ginger.
That's what was in it was ginger.
Ginger ale. Ginger.
I think that's what was growing in the ground. That grows in Tennessee. Ginger, yeah, and they have it's a big thing. You have to go out and harvest it just at the right time.
Well, something else that's a good inflammatory is that turmeric.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely. Be careful. Don't use too much turmeric, though.
Yeah.
So use sparingly. It's like garlic. You want garlic to age to where it really has a lot of allicin in it. Don't eat fresh garlic because it lowers your sperm count and it attacks your nervous system. Use it sparingly.
Oh, my son ain't gonna like that. He loves garlic.
Yeah, well, his nervous system. You have to remember his nervous system. You don't want to be nervous. So, but you want the allicin for the antibacterial, antifungal. So what you do is you leave your garlic till it's actually sprouting and it's got that brown on it. That's what you want. That's when it's most powerful antifungal. Yeah. I read that in Penelope Odie's book years ago, like 50 years ago from England. I just remembered it.
Weird how things pop back like that, right?
Look at the side chat here.
Hey, the man who refused to die. Hello. Hi, Rob Painless. Hey, there's a few people in there.
Yeah, there it is. I forget to look down there once in a while.
I've been glancing across there trying to pick stuff up. I know Caitlin was and Lori were carrying our conversation about growing some of the prickle pear cactus and stuff. And like in northern climates like where I'm at, you got to have it in a greenhouse.
Yeah, grow it inside or in the greenhouse or under the eave. You can cover it up with leaves and leave it, hey?
Yeah, well, right now it's let's take a look here.
I grow it here in Canada.
Yeah. Well, right now we're at 30 degrees and dropping.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it gets really a lot colder than that in the desert. But the problem is when in the northern climate, if the soil is wet, so the cactus, when it freezes, all the cells burst. So if you have some kind of insulation over it, I know a guy that grows saguaros in Canada. So and it goes down to minus 40. But he has this heating cable in the ground. Your concept of observation is key to survival in nature. And I use it all the time. It's fun. Oh, hey, what's this? Something.
It's his temperature.
Oh.
It's blurry. Can't quite make it out.
Yeah. It was minus 5 here last night, Celsius.
Feels like 29 here.
It was 9 degrees this morning when I got up.
Wow. That's a little chilly.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that my wife and I are thinking about. We're gonna try either this next summer or the following summer to put in I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. The Willapina.
Those are great. Those are great. You grow food all year round in those. Those are awesome.
And so there's a lot of and so I got a backhoe so I can put those tubes down. 10 feet down, put about 100 feet out, a couple of circles of that, so I get the all that 58 degrees air circulating into it to keep it from freezing.
Yep, those work awesome. I've seen them working before. They work good.
What about chickweed?
Oh, that's good eating.
I like to make mine into a pesto. I just go out and grab a whole bunch of it in like March, April.
With pine nuts.
Like I normally would with a basil. Boom, pesto.
Yeah, but my wife's allergic to the pine nuts.
Oh, pine,
something else.
Whoa.
Pine needles are good too.
Cambrium is better than the pine needle, in my personal opinion. If I'm going to get something off a pine tree, I'm going to go for the cambrium.
Generally, if pine nuts have been left around, then they got a fungus on them. But if you eat fresh pine nuts, it is a different reaction.
Yeah, gets the ones from the store, and and
Yeah,
even
they're
when,
stored ones. Them are, don't know that's not for her. Her immunity is low, man. She should eat fresh pine nuts right from the shell. Yeah.
What about Brazil nuts?
Brazil nuts, they can get a fungus too. I don't know the name of it. I forget. I read it, but I can't remember everything. But let's just call it a fungus that attacks your nervous system.
Well, I make my my pesto with Brazil nuts, since pine nuts are kind of hit or miss for me, and I don't have any problem.
Heat the Brazil nut up. If you think it's too old and it's already been shelled, and it may have that fungus, just heat it up. It kills it, eh? And then you put it in the pesto.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Hey, rosemary.
I was gonna say rosemary was my next one up.
That's a nice herb, boy. That's a
love
herb.
Besides tasting good, it's supposed to help with allergies and nasal congestion.
Oh yeah,
it's good for your respiratory system.
It's good for your memory, gentlemen.
I didn't know that part of it.
Sniff it, and you'll be able to remember things a lot better because it stimulates your neurons.
Yes, put a piece beside your pillow.
Yeah, sage is supposed to do the same thing.
Tea.
Yeah, sage is supposed to do that too.
Sage is really good. Look at the name, henceforth, sage.
Yeah. What was that song? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, or whatever.
Those are all good.
I'm trying to remember that song back when we were kids.
I remember something vaguely, but it's not coming to me. I better have more sage.
Yeah.
I need me some more indica.
Indica. Well, there you go. That's a whole new ball game in the world today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's sure big around here in British Columbia. Oh my gosh.
It's big everywhere. It's legal.
Yeah. It's just a plant. I mean, it's just a plant to me. A lot of people put value on it and all this. I never did. It's just a plant. It's just another plant to use for medicine or food or juicing. I put it in my juicing before. As a THC acid, you don't get high from it. It just goes in the juicer.
Yeah.
It's so good for I have severe arthritis, and I drink some of that. Oh, it's great. I have a great day.
I use that.
Rob Painless pulled it up.
I use that ointment on my joints. It works really good on my joints.
The CBD?
Yep.
Hey,
yeah.
Rob Painless pulled up that song. It's Scarborough Fair. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Are you going to Scarborough Fair?
I've heard it.
Yeah. So
there's a book. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt anybody. There's a book, if you seek it out. It's called Sleeping with Sunflowers. And it's a myth book and fable and folklore. And in there's a lot of information and intel that is very enlightening. And it's called Sleeping with Sunflowers. And I highly suggest everybody seek that book out and read it. It's a scary book, man, to some people. I loved it.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to add was with some of those herbs like rosemary and the perennials, you can you can clone them just by using cuttings. So if you have like a rosemary in my zone, it doesn't die during the wintertime. So all I do is cut off a piece of it that's got a little too woody, take the bottom 3/4 leaves off of it, put it down in some water, and let the roots start coming out. Boom.
Oh, there you
go. It's good to go.
Yeah, they're
Did
easy.
anybody catch Blue Healer's comment? She asked if there's any good books on the subject.
They have high auxin content for the rooting. That's why they do it so quickly. When plants auxin hormones govern the plant root system replication. So when you do rosemary, it's high in auxins. Yeah, that's why it's able to do that really quickly.
Yeah.
Rapidly, yeah.
Personally done that with rosemary. I got rosemary all over my property now.
Nice. That keeps ticks away.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does. And mites.
Ticks, bugs, flies, mosquitoes, and so does mint. You grow mint around your place if you got deer around with ticks. Grow mint. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. All right, there we go. So Blue Healer 260 should be popped on the screen, popping up here about the some of the books you can. Any books by Gibbons, Yule Gibbons.
There's one across
Yule
the
Gibbons,
bottom
yeah.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, Yule Gibbons.
That's a very good book.
He's pretty
And-
good into plants and stuff for sure.
Yeah.
He's
If
been
you have
around a long time.
If you have good soil and you've looked after your land and your soil, you will have good crops. Yep.
That's another
Hey,
thing.
there's
Is the Green Wizard? He teaches you how to make your land really good.
Yeah. There's a lot of good info in there, but you have to keep doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
If you make good soil like in layers like nature, then you don't have to do that, and it's good for 1,000 years.
Yeah, if you do it and you keep doing it like that and let the microbes take care of it.
Yeah. Microbes do your breakdown for you way better than anything else. And then the worms are your intestines of the earth. So when you make layers, it's green, brown, and it doesn't matter where you put their coffee grounds, bark mulch, wood chips, lawn clippings. It doesn't matter. Leave it for a year or two, and it gets to a rich black soil, and you didn't have to get out there and till it and compost it and do all these magical things in books. It's just in layers like nature. And I have bumper crops, gentlemen, every year on my half acre. And we have 9 food forests now, and we all have bumper crops. Even the food forest we built on the side of the hill that was all rock last year had bumper crops.
Yeah, I saw that video. You had stuff
It
growing
worked.
right off the rocks.
Yeah. You only build it once, and then it's good for 1,000 years. It's replicated on the theory of Hügel mounds from with Sepp Holzer in Austria. I'm just a parrot. I just copy nature. I know, that's
Hey,
all.
Howie?
That's all I do. And I made a half acre here, 400 yards of rich black humus here. And I tell you, I could put anything in that ground, and it grow. I even had a coconut tree here growing in Canada for 3 years. It's its own microclimate. When it freezes over on the other property, on my property, it's not frozen. You see, I make a microclimate, so I'm able to grow tenders and subtropicals. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then it's just a big giant sponge that soaks up water. So it releases water over the summer. I don't water. I don't weed. I aggressively mulch. I don't do the work of what other people do, and I get thousands of pounds of food. I use the trees as a natural arbor, and all the grapes and kiwi grow through the trees. I get the apple, the plum, and the pear, and I get all the vines in the tree. See, it's natural.
You got a natural
Arbor, yep.
arbor, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Howie?
It's just when the sun comes through it, and that's what makes everything grow. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to donate up to 70% of my food I cannot consume.
Hey, Howie,
Hello?
do you have a cinnamon tree?
No.
They won't grow up there?
No, I push the envelope pretty good with lemons and oranges and bananas. With cinnamon, I don't know. But you know what? When you open up the gene pool, this is what I've discovered through observation, is when you open up this, like you plant a seed, there's a million types of apple or whatever you're growing in there. It's all depends on what you get. Mostly it'll have the traits of your where you got it from. But every now and then you'll get one that volunteers. That's the one for you. In the pathway soil bank, you put all that kitchen waste in there, and then you empty it out on the forest floor in the spring, and there's tomatoes and squash and pumpkin growing everywhere. And basil even stays alive here over the winter because the soil's warm, eh? Yeah.
I was kind of wondering that because cinnamon's supposed to be lowering blood sugar levels and have
Good
a
for diabetes.
powerful anti-diabetic effect.
Yeah. Yeah, slows down the insulin. See, you go to the doctor, you get insulin to replace your insulin that the pancreas is producing. Now, if you can get that from nature, that's key for you to soothing your pancreas. You want to soothe it. You see, you want to be nice to it. That sounds strange, but that's the way it is. You don't want diabetic neuropathy. You don't want diabetic headaches. You don't need a diabetic heart attack. You want to lower that sugar level, and water absorbs sugar. when you drink water, your 2 liters of water a day, you'll notice your headache pain go away, your lower back pain go away. That's what you want. Hey, what do you got there, Gil?
Water.
Water.
Good for you.
I have one of these that runs around with me all day long.
Yeah, you drink, if you're diabetic, drink that water. As soon as you get up, you want to drink a half liter right away. And then after that, you want to sip on the water all day long.
I get up and I take a water pill, and I'm
Diuretic.
Yeah.
Personally, it's the best diuretic.
I go through 3 of these a day.
Good for you, Gil. You want to flush your system, and you want water takes away a lot of your minerals. Hey, so to replace that, you want to have something like Celtic salt, sea salt, right, with high magnesium. When you go to the hospital and you have a heart attack, first thing they do is give you a bunch of magnesium. The doctor, you drink this pink looking stuff. But if you can keep that up, with the Celtic sea salt, there's 93 minerals in there, eh? But water takes out the minerals, so you have to replace it. It's important.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
One of the things I was looking at here also for tonight. So there is vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and K, and I was going through and I made a big list of
5 B's.
5 B's, but B12, B2, all that.
Yeah, very important. It's to cover the sheath on your neurological. You absolutely need it. Hey, that's why when you have pain, the sheath in the neurological is gone. It's worn off. So niacin is really good to take, especially after age 50, man. And it's the sheath is worn off, just like electrical wire and the insulator is gone. It's the same inside the human, and it's there's a name for it. Oh gosh, it's eluding me. But the point being is, eat your niacin. Have a niacin pill every day. Absolutely.
You see this? He bitched all night long about not having his name on his picture, but did he say anything nice about it when his name showed up?
Oh, I
No,
did.
he didn't.
I started smiling. Now,
How about
one of the things I noticed here in looking
how about coriander?
Well, that's a good one to take a metal out of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that takes out mercury and aluminum. Yeah, that's a nice one. It absorbs it. And you know what's a really nice one?
You put it into your salad.
Burdock root absorbs. It's so dense fiber and it absorbs toxins and metals, and then you just pass it in your waste. But eat burdock root once in a while. Yeah, burdock salad, you shred it, you pickle it, and then you consume it. But it's such a dense fiber. It grabs sugar too. It really absorbs sugar and lowers your sugar burn.
Yeah. When I was looking through all the vitamins, though, there's the one that's in most of them is broccoli. It's in the column for vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin K.
Yeah, should cook broccoli if you're going to eat it. It's full of oxalates.
Yeah. And Swiss chard and kale and spinach are right behind it.
Yeah, they all high in oxalates. You should cook them, especially if you got arthritis or gout.
Should cook the heck out of it though before you eat it.
That's right.
Spinach for sure. You better cook it because you're going to increase the bioavailability of your vitamins, and it's not going to give you gout problems if you are susceptible to that. Because if you don't, all that acid's going to give your gout a flare up hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts like hell.
It's kind of uric acid, I believe, and that's what builds up from spinach and a lot of those leafy vegetables if you don't cook them.
I've seen uric acid underneath the microscope. And it looks like a big shard of obsidian glass, and it's just going along and slashing. So you're absolutely right there, Anthony. Absolutely right. There's some badass shit there. That uric acid. Oh, yeah. You want to flush that out. That's why that 64 ounces of water every day. Keep it out of your system.
Well, you also want to pay attention to the fact that you might be doing some hard labor and lactic acid as well. I'm sorry, Gil. What?
So, talking about the cooking the kale and the spinach and stuff. So, you definitely don't want to have spinach in a green salad, obviously. Then, what about
Not for me. Some people can eat it.
What about regular lettuce and stuff? Is that any
Well, that's
problems with that
great.
stuff?
Well, with iceberg lettuce, just remember with iceberg lettuce, all you're really doing is eating water. It's like celery. So if you
Okay.
get something like a romaine or an arugula, especially because it's got that peppery flavor, that's what I got going in the garden right now is romaine and arugula, and
Nice.
that stuff is what's going to give you your vitamins. Especially, and if you keep in mind, if you want to do like a vitamin K, the darker the green leaf, the better.
Yeah.
So
You don't want white celery.
yeah.
Yeah, again, let's do it for vitamin K. Let's turnip greens, Swiss chard, mustard greens, parsley, romaine, kale, spinach. Yeah,
Some gas off mustard greens can bother folks.
yeah. So certain regular beans can bother some folks.
You sure? Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have colitis, or they have diverticulitis or Crohn's or whatever it is. So you want gelatinous foods like arugula is really nice. It doesn't really have a burning effect. But you want gelatinous food like cucumber to soothe its way through. You have digestive issues. You want to nurture your inside. You're not feeling well.
Yeah. It was also saying like for vitamin K, fish liver, eggs, and cereals, grains contain smaller amounts of vitamin K.
Well, just remember with vitamin K, one of the best options you're going to have, period, is going to be a dark leafy green, and they're everywhere, especially when it comes down to finding them in like out in the world foraging. So vitamin K is one of those fat soluble vitamins that's stored in your liver. So you don't have to eat it every day like you do vitamin C. So don't think you're going to go overboard on vitamin K. You can just get a good amount of it, and it's stored in your liver till you need it. Vitamin C is the one you really got to worry about because that's what you pee out every day.
Right. Now, up here right now, there is no green leafy anything growing until I get a Willapina greenhouse. But, so
throw it in the window.
Frozen vegetables are still good, right, guys?
Yes. But keep in mind.
Better than canned. Canned's got
keep in mind, when you freeze your vegetables, depending on how they freeze them, that's why Bird's Eye was so innovative. When you freeze vegetables that are fresh right then, a lot of the vegetables that you see frozen in the food aisle today are peak freshness, and they don't degrade like when you can them. So things like peas and corn and whatnot is preserving that sugar, so it doesn't convert to starches like when you can them, and it's just you're strictly eating starch. When you freeze them immediately, boom, the sugar's still in there, and a lot of the bioavailability is still there with whatever vitamins you're trying to get from those. So, but keep in mind when you're growing spinach, it's not like a bad thing. It can survive snow. Like you can scoop snow out of the way and still eat your spinach. Same with kale. So there are some good things that colder climates can totally take advantage of, especially if you use things like straw to insulate them.
Yeah, just a hoop house and the rocket stove, man. You can grow coconuts at the North Pole. If you're determined enough to have healthy food, you will do it. You got to have determination, fire in your belly.
All right, Dave, you haven't said much. What do you got for us, Dave?
Not much.
Not much.
He's the side chat man tonight.
Yeah, but I can't get 2 words in edgewise with all you guys yapping.
It's your turn, Dave.
This here's food, nutrients in its own package, not processed by man. This is what you want. You want almonds, you want walnuts, that kind of thing. You want pecans. This is in its own package. This is what nature grew for you. Now, when you go and you open up a package that comes in a plastic or a can or frozen in a bag, it doesn't matter. It's not in its own package. This is nutrient-dense food. This is a superfood. This is what the human being requires. Now, when you go and eat anything else that's not in its package, there's a bunch of slew of stuff in there that you'll never know about that's no good for you. Everything's good in this package.
And just kind of make his point. If you want to see the difference in food quality, go out and buy yourself a can of Jolly Green Giant canned corn, white or sweet, whichever one
Either
you
one,
want.
yeah.
Buy a bag of bird's eye. Cook one night, one the next night, and see the difference to your digestive system.
One has a lot of carbon 14, it'll rot your teeth. So if it's rotting your teeth, what's it doing to your insides? I seen it kill fish.
Remember, I told you guys I'd remember what that root was. It's ginseng.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Good cleanser.
They only
Energy.
it grows really abundant, like in Tennessee and places like that.
That's nice stuff.
And that's actually something that we are exporting to China more than they export to us because they love our ginseng.
And our Red Bull. They drink Red Bull. If you drink Red Bull in China, you're considered rich because you can work like 20 hours a day. And ginseng and Red Bull, man, that'll bring you a long ways.
Here's one I just looked at. I forgot all about this one. Golden seal.
Nice.
It's good, but you can't use a lot of it because it can be harmful to you.
Yeah, you don't want too much of it.
Because it messes with your digestive tract.
Well, you starve. It's an astringent. You starve.
Yeah. Now, tagging off of something Anthony said earlier about vitamin C, I was watching Stringfield Ridge Farms video.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where Lee was going out and foraging wild Cherokee rose for vitamin C.
Absolutely. Yeah. The vitamin C, you have to take it every 4 hours over a 24-hour period to keep it in your system. It's so important as an antioxidant. You have to have it all the time. It's that important. You don't produce it and you don't store it. You just use it and it's gone. Use it and it's gone.
Winter Dust out there was saying something about he takes warfarin for his for something, but I'm right with what you're saying there because I take warfarin.
Blood thinner.
But it's like you. I just watch what I eat. It's the vitamin K stuff that you got to stay away from. And you can take vitamin K, but you just have to take it responsibly.
Well, you have to remember.
I'm gonna make a side note real quick to what Ryder just put. Things like Red Bull and all the other ones. There's even a couple teas that have ginseng in it that tout all these great benefits, but they're mixed with something called toyumi, and that crap is bad for your heart. Don't drink it, okay? Don't.
You're all over it, man.
Red Bull and those energy drinks for 2 straight years while driving truck. Last couple of years I drove. I had a DOT doctor fail my DOT physical because my heart was in such a wreck from drinking that crap.
Yeah.
I had to wait 4 days and go back with doing nothing. I actually had to fast for 4 days so I could pass my DOT physical. Don't drink the crap. It's bad for you.
Yeah, it is. If you want that lift like a Red Bull, just take a lemon or lime or key lime and roll it on the counter and get those electrolytes excited. Then when it's mushy, put it in water and make sure the water's room temperature and then drink it. And you're going to get a lift. You're going to go bang. You won't have Charlie horses. You won't be tired. Yeah, there's the answer to the Red Bull problem.
Now, I got a question for you guys. We've talked about the stuff like spinach needs to be cooked and the broccoli and stuff. Now, for vitamin C, grape leaves and kale are high in vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
Should you cook those or just eat those raw?
Well, it depends who you are. You're young and tough and strong and you don't have immunity problems or Crohn's or something or whatever it is, go ahead and eat it raw. If you got problems, don't eat it because then you got bigger problems, especially if there's SHTF. You want to be at your optimum. And your optimum is eat a lemon, a lime. You want stimulants in that manner because you don't want to have coffee because then you got a low. You got a high and a low. You want to have
then also boom.
terpenes. You want alertness. You want to be able to be on your A game. You don't want garbage like all these things like stimulants and stuff. You don't want that. Lemon water, lime water, and key lime. And you crush that. Get it excited. And I'll tell you, you will have energy. You'll be walking down the road. And apple cider vinegar, anything that's thinning out the blood and taking out the garbage and providing more oxygen, that's what you want, especially if you want to stay alert. Like, it's a very serious thing, because if there's SHTF, you don't want to miss anything. You don't want to have tunnel vision, just looking one way. You want to know all your peripheral. You want to see everything. You want to sense. Your senses want to go up. And there's actually a rosebud seed from Hawaii that enlightens your senses to know your environment like you would not believe. It's incredible.
Can I add one thing real quick about vitamin C? If you're a smoker, and it doesn't matter what you smoke, anything you smoke, or if you work in an environment where you're sucking in a lot of carbon type dust, as a welder, a fabricator of any kind, anybody like that, you need twice the daily recommended dose of vitamin C, because your body goes through it so much faster if you're in that kind of environment, or if you're a smoker.
Free radical
twice the regular amount. So if you're not taking at least, I don't know what the milligram is, 250 milligrams a day, you need at least 500.
Oh, Steve over there, of course, our trainer said we lost him when you said don't drink coffee.
Oh, you can.
And now we just lost him again with the smoking.
Just drink a little bit of coffee.
So, Steve, you got to have twice as much your oranges.
Just remember, with vitamin C, it doesn't just have to be citrus fruits. Berries, especially blueberries, are a lot higher than
pine needle is my favorite.
Yeah, pine needle tea, but spruce as well. But you don't need
nice.
You don't need just have lemons and citrus fruits. Blueberries completely. They freeze so easy. Just throw them in a handful. I mean, they're great. So if you want to have a really good vitamin C quickly, strawberries, blueberries, they're your friends.
And grape juice.
Not if you're diabetic, and not if you're not orphan.
But then, on the list over here of vitamin C, it also has cantaloupe, cauliflower, kiwi, papaya, red, green, and yellow peppers, and the sweet potato are high in vitamin C.
Yep, absolutely. For
Yeah,
sure.
sweet potatoes are high in vitamin C.
Juice the sweet potato and drink it when you do your green juice. That's pretty good.
I guess kiwis have a ridiculous amount of vitamin C, according to Tyler.
It's right. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant to stop free radical damage. And what that means is it takes out waste product toxins and dioxins from your body, and you're able to pass it out.
Too bad it doesn't take out Democrats.
Well, we must love everybody, but it's okay if you don't like some.
Yeah, any one of your fruits is going to be high in vitamin C, and that includes tomatoes, because a lot of people don't remember tomatoes are a fruit, and they are high in vitamin C.
There's no vitamin C if you cook it. There's none. There's no vitamin C when you cook it. It destroys it.
With the tomato, you are correct. It's like, I think, over 140 degrees, it just starts destroying the vitamin C. But with the tomato, if you're a male and you want the benefits of lycopene, you have to cook it. So
yeah, you have to cook. It doesn't kill the lectins though. That's the problem with tomatoes or nightshades. The lectins and what that is a powerful astringent. It doesn't allow your body to absorb nutrients. That's what you. So when you have a tomato, it's really good if you could blanch it and just take off the peel and then just squirt out the seeds and then eat the tomato. That cuts out 90% of the lectins, so you're actually absorbing the lycopene. Yeah.
Yeah, the lycopene is, for those that don't know in the chat, lycopene is basically essential for your colon and for males for male assisted cancer, protection.
For your prostate. It's for your prostate.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, if you were to cook the tomatoes then at 120 to make your tomato sauce instead of 140,
it doesn't kill the lectins.
Well,
no, but if you skin them first, get rid of the seeds, and then just cook it at 120, your
lycopene is still there. It's the color red that you're seeing.
Yeah, so the vitamin C still might be somewhat viable then, right?
No. No
In
way.
all actuality, you're not trying to get the vitamin C out of a tomato. It's there, and you can have it if you want to eat a raw one, say on a tomato sandwich like we do down south. But
Yup.
when you're going for the tomato, it's a lot more beneficial to go for the lycopene, in my opinion, versus the vitamin C.
Yeah, absolutely. The prostate's everything, gentlemen. When you're over 50 and you have ribbon poo, you have a swollen prostate. Eat up on the lycopene. Eat this fellow's absolutely right. I've studied this, hey, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, you're right, Anthony Palmetto. You're absolutely right.
Okay, for men's health then. Say that word again, the lycopene.
Yeah, lycopene.
What has it besides tomatoes?
Anything with red.
Anything red? Red peppers.
Red pepper.
Well, your red peppers also have a very big amount of vitamin C as well. So remember that. Colored peppers, vitamin C.
Eat all of the different color vegetables, no matter what it is. The rainbow. Remember the rainbow. When you're going out, if you're shopping or growing and you're going to buy your seeds and your lemon and limes, don't forget your lemon and limes. I mean, in a peel of a lemon is more nutrients than the juice, and more nutrients. It's so dense than most foods that you buy, and you just throw it away.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
You should shred it and wash it. It's really disgusting what happens to a lemon and lime. It's really gross. So I grow my own. I have 15, 20-foot lemons. They're hormone modulators. That's what lemons do. They regulate your hormones coming out of the pancreas. And hormones, that's the garbage, hey, that your liver is giving off. You want to get rid of. So when you eat your lemonine, your limonene, your liver is just singing, baby. Zest it on everything. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
This has been very
one question here in the side chat was, let's talk about prepping. I believe that's Tyler. Asked the question, beets?
Oh, yeah, eat lots of beets. Oh, yeah, those are loaded with amino acids, the building blocks of proteins. But yet, you know what the coolest thing is? It's so dense. You can live off of beets. But the coolest thing is it's a methylator. You're not going to fail to methylate. When your child's born, it's not going to have Down syndrome and stuff. You're gonna methylate. Beets are important. So they're dense, man. They're really dense, and they're a superfood. Hey, eat your borscht. Eat your borscht.
So I think he was asking about the beets being kind of red color for the lycopene.
Oh yeah, they're purpley. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely. Powerful anthocyanins in there and antioxidants in there. Mm-hmm. Very powerful for regulating your vision. Not so much glaucoma. Your eyes not jumping around, man. Beets is number one to grow because they're easily stored in a cool cellar or sawdust underneath the frozen tundra, whatever. Yeah.
So it must mean potatoes are good too then, huh?
Yeah. Potatoes are awful. I love them, though. New potatoes don't have fungus. Old potatoes have fungus. And potatoes from the store is sprayed with a chemical so it doesn't sprout. Can you imagine that you're eating that?
Yeah, isn't that gross?
You're starving yourself. Eat new potatoes only.
Hey, I'm in Idaho. I got plenty of potatoes fresh.
Oh, I love Idaho potatoes. I like Cannabecs too. Cannabecs are my favorite, or Yukon Golds. I have over 15 types of potatoes growing, and some I have my own potatoes that no one else has.
Now, I've actually seen a variety of potatoes that look like a beet on the outside. You cut them open, the inside is purple.
That's the original potato, and that's really good to cook with fish. I love that one with fish. It absorbs the fish flavor. It's really good with sockeye salmon, wild salmon.
Tyler, beets, bears, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, beets are number one for lowering blood pressure. When you shred a beet and then put it on the inside of your mouth and leave it there, it's beautiful what happens. It is so nice for you. Your body is going, now, powerful alkalizer.
What happens when beets are canned? How much does it degrade it?
I'd eat them, but try to get them in a glass jar. Don't use the can. The vinegar soaks up metals pretty fast, man. It's a powerful acid, and it's
Okay.
Just remember lycopene.
powerful. It just pulls out metal, and you don't want metal. Really.
Just remember the lycopene is available when it's been cooked.
Yeah.
So just
absolutely.
remember that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Cooked beets are high in the lycopene.
if you want
try to get them in a
lycopene from a
glass jar.
cook it.
Yeah, absolutely. Glass jar. Anything with vinegar should be in a glass jar or clay jar. Absolutely. Yeah.
Caitlin wants some of the purple potatoes. There was a show.
Good.
There was a show I was watching on Nat Geo, some farm, and they were trying to bring back all the old type of potatoes, and they had ones that were bright yellow, that were green when they were ripe on the inside, that were the purple ones, blood red ones, and they were just they were potatoes. It's like it looks like a painter's palette.
Don't eat a green potato. It's poison.
Yeah. Solanine. It's called solanine, and that's what's it's actually very toxic. Humans are too big. You have to eat a lot of potatoes to get in trouble from that.
Maybe,
but if you feed your livestock green potatoes, it can kill them. Remember that. Same thing with green on any kind of nightshade plant. So if you're eating eggplant, tomato, or pepper, if you give them the foliage to your livestock, it can kill them. Remember that.
Rhubarb too.
Rhubarb, definitely rhubarb, because that's full of the acid.
Thing. Yeah. Well, this has been very interesting. I really enjoy this. This is fun.
Now, rhubarb, people eat rhubarb pie and stuff. So what is it?
Nice.
When they cook it and stuff? Or?
Powerful cleanser.
You can't eat the leaves of rhubarb. It's even human beings as well. You can eat the stalk, no problem. But all the toxins are in the leaves. Don't eat the leaves.
So you trim all the leaves off the stalk and you cook the stalk for the rhubarb pie.
You can eat raw rhubarb. Just dip a little bit in sugar so you can handle the bitterness. But all the toxins are in the leaves.
Rhubarb's for when you come out of winter. It cleanses you. You should eat a raw stick of rhubarb. For the first week of winter is over and spring is just starting, or even up to 2 weeks, eat a stalk every day. And then all the toxins built up into you, your liver is able to process it a lot better and get rid of it. Oh, my dogs, I have to let my hounds in.
Okay, so
he's having a good time. I like that.
So beets I got to add to my diet, which I've always hated as a kid.
Oh, I love beets.
And then rhubarb. And
Don't forget about your carrots. Definitely, I mean, they're small, they're easy to deal with. Throw carrots down.
Yeah.
Raw carrots, yes. Cooked carrots, no.
Celery should be good for your digestive system, right?
Go outside.
Well,
Anthony,
celery is primarily water, and there's no calories. So celery is just going to push hydration through you. Technically, that's kind of what it's for.
You actually burn more calories eating it than you get from it.
Yeah.
Let's see, vitamin E. Olive oil, good for vitamin E. Wheat germ oil is good for vitamin E.
Vitamin E, nuts. You want your nuts. That's where most of your vitamin E is going to come from. And one thing I want to say about vitamin K, usually people with a deficiency of vitamin K are going to be your alcoholics. Because vitamin K bleed more. So if you have a problem with bleeding, you want
Anthony, you were breaking up on the vitamin K. What was that again?
Well, I was going to say, with vitamin K, people that are alcoholic usually have a deficiency in vitamin K. So that's why they have problem clotting. Vitamin K is your traditional clotting vitamin. So it's what helps your blood structure. So if you have clotting issues, then you want to eat vitamin K. If you have too much clotting, that's when you want to pull back from vitamin K.
Okay.
So if you're on thinners, then you got to watch out your vitamin K intake.
Yeah.
Vitamin K regulates the blood clotting when you get cut. If you don't have vitamin K, you just bleed to death.
Yeah. So with the vitamin E and the nuts, Now, like my wife used to eat almonds all the time. She used to all bunch. I mean, and slowly she's been having to knock them out because, like, she eats some almonds, she gets really bad gas, like she ate a big bowl of beans. And same thing with the pine nuts now, and
It's because her gallbladder, man. It's because her gallbladder is gone. She needs to get her gallbladder checked. She's not digesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just on the side note here. All right, Rob brought up a question. How does somebody manage to build up toxins in the winter?
Sorry, soak your nuts. Okay, soak the nuts so that's easy to digest. Then you're taking out volatile oils. It's so important with pine nuts and any other nuts too. Always soak them in water. You're washing your beans too. You want to wash your beans.
You hear that, Gil? Soak your nuts before you give them to her.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad, Bill. That was bad.
It's a funny joke, but it's for real, gentlemen. I guarantee you. You do the research. You Google it. It'll come up. Yeah.
Okay. So Rob Painless said, "How does someone manage to build up toxins just because it's winter?"
The part of that's easy. Kind of similar along the lines of the vitamin D issue. In the wintertime, your body gets less sun because it's covered up more. You cover your body up to cover up from the cold. Therefore, your body doesn't get the same amount of sunlight. Your body digests, a certain amount of stuff, but when you don't get the right amount of vitamin D, certain other things don't happen, and you need other vitamins and minerals and other stuff to compensate for the lack of the vitamin D you're not getting from the sun. It's a proven fact that if the world were to go dark, we had no sun, human life would cease on this planet within 100 years.
Bummer.
Don't forget,
Dust Rider, you're right. We are all nuts.
Don't forget about sweating. Wintertime, you don't sweat as profusely, so you sweat.
You're not. Yeah, I was muted. You're not. Yeah.
Okay. And Kaylin says that she's dehydrating celery for later use in soup seasoning.
Organic salt. That's the number one ingredient in celery that a human needs for communication with your cells. So if you want to get better salt, it's called Celtic sea salt.
How do you spell that?
Celtic, like Celtic dancers, Celtic music.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Celts are coming. All right.
And that has 92 or 93 minerals, I think. And it's really super high in magnesium. And every now and then you got to take it out of the jar and dry it because it absorbs water so fast. And when you eat a little bit 3 times a day, just a pinch. And it gives all the minerals your body needs, especially if you're drinking lots of water because you're just peeing out your minerals. This way you're putting them back.
Is that different than sea salt then?
Oh, it's totally different. One is mushy like oil, and one is dry and crusty, like just normal sea salt. Yeah.
All right.
Salt's comparable to
yes. Steve at Corsair Trainers has a question. Where is Hooples with all this vegan talk?
Yeah, we need him here for sure.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I like his channel.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I'm going to kill the vegan talk here for a second. Vitamin D, fatty fish like tuna, mackerel, salmon.
That's the ones you want to eat because they're fast movers.
And that gives you your vitamin D. So in the wintertime, those are what you want to eat in the wintertime to counterbalance the lack of sunshine you're getting.
Don't forget your mushrooms. Your mushrooms are going to be the only vegetable, quote unquote, that's got a lot of vitamin D that we can use.
Put your mushrooms in the windowsill for a few hours and it absorbs double the vitamin D. Yeah. And you really need vitamin D, hey. That's a really cool one to study.
Yeah, that's a high one on my list. Vitamin D.
Now here's a question.
Mushrooms are the best.
Here's a question for clarification of what I had here on my notes here. Also for vitamin D, it said beef liver. Didn't say anything about pork liver or
I don't eat filters, sorry.
Or any other liver. So I wasn't sure if anybody knew anything about that. Because I know around here they hunt a lot of deer and elk.
That's
Now,
good
elk,
for you. You know, if it's a wild animal on the free range, then eat the liver, I would say, because for a simple fact that the uric acid is not so built up in it. But if it's in a feed lot and you eat liver from that, oh, that's pretty grim.
yeah.
That's really grim on the human being. But if it's a wild animal on the free range, it's okay to eat that organ. In my opinion.
'Cause I know they harvest a lot. The elk is plentiful around here, and the deer. And elk
Nice.
graze like beef do.
Yeah.
So,
I love elk. I eat that all the time.
all right, Steve, you happy about that? The beef talk now, the meat.
All right, you guys, we have gone past our time again.
Uh-oh. Are we out of here?
Yeah, it's about that time, guys.
Hey, it's been a lot of fun. I'll do this again anytime.
Yeah, we like having you up here, Howie. You're good.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come anytime you want.
Wonderful. I sure will duly note that. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Good night.
All right,
Night, all.
everybody. Thanks
Good
for
night,
coming.
side chat.
Night, yeah. Night to the side chat. Remember, we will be back on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock for those of you that are up that late. And don't forget to go over there and check out the giveaway over there at Camp Patton Family Compound. You guys want to say goodnight?
Sure.
Night, all.
Night.
Later, y'all.